Do you sometimes feel stuck working on your business and that you spend more time working in it than actually on it and on the things that matter? Well, this is the age-old dilemma of business operators, and in this video, we crack the code on how to overcome it, how to build highly scalable, high leverage, systematized operations that let you scale and grow beyond your wildest imagination. This is Heist, and this is the SOP Masterclass, where I'm going to break down precisely the structure, systems, and standard operating procedures that we've built into my businesses and how you can too. So like most e-commerce entrepreneurs, we all start as a solo operator, one person figuring it out, day after day slowly moving that ball forward. But any business with any remnants of success hits a point where it's incredibly difficult to scale without the appropriate systems and people. And so standard operating procedures, or SOPs, that are systematized into a business and that weave within the fabric of additional people that you slowly add into your business over time, is really the cheat code to scaling. But I think the problem is that not many people talk explicitly about how to actually build these systems and build these procedures. You always hear people throw out SOP this, SOP that, and when you look and see what their actual SOPs are, it's like 4 or 5 bullet points in a spreadsheet or a Google Doc. Well, guess what? That's not going to scale, that's not high leverage, and it's not going to work as you grow and build your business and team. But what does work is really systematized, visual, written, video-based SOPs that you can actually search in a database and that weave themselves into the fabric for how you and your employees work every day, and the systems, tools, tasks, and projects that you actually execute on your business. So sit back, enjoy this. We're going to break down exactly how I build SOPs, and hopefully you can get a system that you can take to build your own e-commerce and Amazon brand. Let's jump into my computer. Okay, so there's really 3 things that are going to underpin any scalable system. 1 is the tools that you use, or the how. 2 is the actual system and what it is that you're doing. And 3 is the actual execution and getting stuff done, which is who is doing it. So the tools that we use to execute our operational system and standard operating procedures is first something called Guru. So if you go to getguru.com, I'm going to put a link down below. This is really the central searchable, keyword searchable database of SOPs that we leverage. So basically what happens is, for every single SOP, instead of using a Google document or bulleted points in some spreadsheet or something, it's actually a Guru card, which is searchable and typable within this interface. The second is going to be ClickUp. You can use Asana. There's lots of other tools out there, but this is really the task or project management of what actually needs to be done. And again, those systems and SOPs can be leveraged within this task management system to make sure that things are executed properly. And then the final is Slack, which is basically how we're going to actually communicate and interact as we conduct our business. So the bulk of our time we're going to look at here is within Guru. So this is my actual hub of businesses. So I've got various brand businesses in here. I've got this YouTube channel. I've got media. I've got the course. We've got a bunch of entities, and all of them are searchable here, this Heist Labs Guru system. And ClickUp is super important because we've got these functional groups that are categorized that show us explicitly how our business operates. So here's an example, right? We've got one section which is the brand info. So if I ever want to find something explicitly about a particular brand, I can find that here. What are the products? How do they operate, etc. And for each and every one of our brands, we've got a different space and system. We consolidate product here. So all of our product research funnels, our keyword information, our ROI information for all of our products, how we source them, our catalog, and then our listings across various e-commerce sites like Amazon. The next is creative. So this is literally photos, video assets, A+ content, ads, etc. We then have a traffic section, which is literally anything that's going to drive impressions across the business. So this could be inorganic things like ads and pay-per-click. It could be organic, could be PR, editorial, social, Amazon posts. Anything that's going to drive impressions, we tuck into the functional group of traffic. The operations part of the business includes things like logistics, POs, demand planning, what do we need to order, inventory management, customer support. So this is the plumbing of the business and how it actually operates on a day-to-day basis. Then we've got management, which is really just those daily, weekly, monthly metrics and reports that we track on. It's financials, it's the review of the business, it's OKRs, it's competitive analysis. So that's management. And then finally, we've got a dedicated function around launches and actually deploying new products into the universe, so to speak. So why these various functional categories are important is that when we go back in here to our database of SOPs, we look at each of those work streams, those functional groups and subpoints as ways that we can search and categorize. So as an example, if there's a topic of pay-per-click advertising that's driving impressions, I can find that within the traffic function of any of these SOPs. If I'm talking about a weekly metrics report that I'm looking at, that's going to be within the actual management category of the business. If it's photos, it's going to be in creative, etc. So when you categorize your business and align it with how you actually manage your tasks, you can sync up your SOPs, and then you've got a cohesive system so you know where everything goes. So let's just start off by actually looking at how to create an SOP. So if I do that here, we literally have an SOP on how to create an SOP. Sounds stupid, but it's really important. Again, searchable, I don't have to know where this is. I just type it in here, and then within Guru, I can find that card. So the first thing that we do is we want to have really good searchable titles that describe exactly what the SOP does and also align with what the functional area or part of the business that it aligns to. So our title format here is literally just a simple description of the SOP. So what is it that we're likely going to be typing into the system to learn or find a process on? The area of the business. So you can see in this example, it's actually operations. The sub area of the business. So if this doesn't have a specific sub area like pay-per-click to traffic, we put general. But if it was a subset, say pay-per-click, we put pay-per-click as a subset of the traffic function. And then if it's associated with a very specific brand within your portfolio, you can actually put the brand there. So if this was an FBA blueprint for our course, I'd put FBA blueprint. If it was for an actual brand, I'd put brand A as an example. So it gets back to basics, but the title is super important because we do the exact same format for every single SOP. It makes it really user-friendly, and it makes it, most importantly, searchable and aligned to how we actually operate the business functionally. The next thing that we do is we actually state the purpose of the SOP. What is it intended to do? And this is usually a sentence or two that literally just describes exactly what the outcome of following the SOP is going to deliver to whoever's looking at it. So we can see here the purpose of this how to create an SOP is the goal of this template is to show the general format for creating SOP cards in Guru. Use this template whenever creating a new card. SOP equals standard operating procedure. SOPs help a company scale. When we hire new employees, it's important they're caught up to speed with how we do things at Heist Labs. They're also great for existing employees to refer to, from simple daily tasks to more complex operations. We believe all tasks, processes, projects, and milestone events should have a documented SOP. So it just describes exactly what this thing's all about. This next table just breaks down some of the key things. So first of all, it shows who created the card. So if I've ever got questions about this particular procedure and who created it and the details, I can ask that person. And so you can @tag anybody on your team for who created it. It's going to show related documents. So say this references a Google Sheet or a Google Doc or a presentation, I can put links to what the reference is. Again, similar to the title, the business area is going to break down that distinct functional and subset category part of the business that this typically relates to, and there can be more than one. And then finally, that sub-business area as well. So this table is like a good glance view, so I can see who created it, links off parts of the business. Now this is where it gets important because we like to break down our SOPs into 3 different mechanisms. One is the written procedure, which could also include screenshots or photos, which is literally step-by-step written procedures on how you can actually execute on a particular task. But we also, where possible, want to do a screen share video of showing the actual task being done. So if you want to just quickly reference how to do something step-by-step, you can see the written glance, really easy, and identify how to do it. But if you want to actually look behind the curtain and look over someone's shoulder, we do screen recordings as well. So you can see here, we've actually got a video summary. So this is the section of the SOP where we actually show how it's actually done. So if I clicked here on this video, we use Loom for all of our videos, which is just a linkable thing where I can do a screen recording and talk about what it is that the procedure is. So this is literally a 6-minute video on how to actually navigate Guru and create these cards. So if I want to see step by step how to do this, I can kind of follow this here along in this 6-minute video. If I don't want to look at the video or don't need to look at the video, I can also scroll down here and just see the procedure, which here is a written out 6-step procedure on exactly how to create an SOP. So if you want a copy of this exact procedure on how to create an SOP, I've included a link to an actual Google Sheet down below so you can get access to that, copy it, so you now have a template on how to create your own SOPs. So now I've logged into FBA Brain, which is actually an accessible database that I have as part of my course, the FBA Blueprint. So you can see how some of this stuff actually works in action. So again, if I came up here to search these cards, in this case, we've got north of 260 actual SOPs within this database. And let's say that I'm responsible for the traffic team and I'm doing pay-per-click. And I want to kind of reference exactly how our business procedure is oriented around optimizing the bids that we use for our advertising. So I could come in here and just say how to optimize PPC bids, type that in. So we can see a full list here of every procedure that we've got on actually optimizing pay-per-click bids. Now these correlate to an actual course and reference material in the course, but if this were a business, it would reference a functional area in the business. So I can see here the intermediate process that we use related to traffic within this course, the FBA Blueprint. We can see the phases and management here. We've got the best practices and bid settings. And then even here, we've got a full library of anything from the Amazon University. So Amazon's got a YouTube channel called Amazon University. We've gone over the dozens and dozens of videos of processes and procedures that Amazon's prescribed, and we've outlined those as well. So I could just go here, how to lower ACoS. It's got the purpose of it here. You've got the title. Paulo on my team created it. You can see this is traffic is the business area, subset is pay-per-click. This is a summary of the procedure. We've got some notes, and then we've got the 5 ways to lower ACoS. And then there's also recommendations on other cards that could be used here. So let's say that I wanted to do Amazon attribution, which is another element of traffic and pay-per-click. I've got another video summary with another set of all of these steps and procedures. It's all searchable here. So let's say I'm on the marketing team, right? So I'm involved with driving influencers. I could come in here and just type in influencers and we could see everything related to influencers. So this one here shows a video with a Canva link off to a related document. It's got a video summary link so I could click off and see the video. And then it's got all of the different procedures and things to understand about how we drive influencers and build those out for this business. So if I scroll down here and I wanted to reach out to YouTube influencers, once again, I've got a related document here, which is a spreadsheet that shows all of the trackers, which is referenced in the actual process itself. So this is the Instagram tracker, the YouTube tracker, and then authority site tracker. So I've got the document it's related to. I've got a video summary of exactly what that process and procedure is. And then I've got the actual 8-step process written out here that we can use. So really structured title. Quickly scan the purpose of the SOP. I've got who created it, related documents. I've got a video breakdown, and then I've got a written step-by-step guide on how to execute it. Now, the really cool thing when you tie this into your task management, how you communicate amongst the team, is it all weaves together in terms of a functional, scalable process. So let's say again that I'm working on influencers, which is a traffic part of the business, and I come in here to influencer marketing. This is just an example click up, so I can basically just see where in the process it is. Is it a to-do? Is it in progress? Or is it complete? But this particular Guru card says find 5 YouTube creators per day. I could throw this SOP in here, click on that, and I could actually see without even going into Guru, just a quick pop-up on exactly how I'd execute this task. So let's say that this was a daily recurring task assigned to me. I would have my procedure here written out. And then as soon as I was done that daily task, I could drag it over here to complete and it would be done. And then the system, if you've got things that need to be done over and over on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, this would then be automatically put into a to-do once it's time to be due again. And let's say it's been a month since I've worked on finding YouTube creators. I could click on this and be like, how the heck do I do this again? Click on the SOP, I've got it there right now. The other cool thing, let's say I'm actually communicating with a customer as an example, or somebody related to my business has a question and I can't exactly remember how. I'm in Gmail here in my email program. I could actually actually use this Guru Chrome extension here, click on this, and once again, I could put in here customer service, and I could come down here as an example to email and ticket management and see exactly how we manage the customer service procedures. And I could scroll here within Gmail and have this. So anytime we've got new employees, we've got a structured way to actually create procedures. We've got well north of 250 that we've integrated into our business in an ongoing basis. This is how you function at scale. This is how you grow teams and mitigate risks of error and mistakes. This is how you operate at a world-class level as an e-commerce operator. So I hope you got some stuff there that you have not seen or absorbed anywhere else. And more importantly, I hope you got a couple nuggets that you can actually execute on and build into your business to make it better. If you thought that was cool, first things first, hit subscribe. Would love to have you here as part of the Heist community. And if you want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, my course on building, scaling, and exiting an Amazon FBA business, the FBA Blueprint, which I've provided a link down below to the latest deal, has an SOP database called the FBA Brain, where I basically consolidated all these systems, processes, and SOPs that you can leverage into your own business. And there's over 250 of them, and that's accessible within the course, as is the full ClickUp template that we use for tasks and the structure that we use within communication for Slack. So if you want to level up your game, would love to see you in that community. Otherwise, we'll catch you here next week on our weekly free YouTube content. Cheers, guys.